Hey, what's up, you guys? We're back with another episode of the Commas Podcast. So, again, unfiltered, unedited, live, raw, recapping all the things happening with the Frame Me business and giving you guys some tips and tricks on what we're doing. So hopefully it helps your goals, right? Your businesses, and gets you to where you need to go. So one thing that I really have been grappling with this week is just tired. Like, I'm sleepy all the time, right? Because we're doing so much work. I'm trying to be on this content creation journey because that's what our business does. And I want to make sure that I understand the pain points of the customer. And so I'm in the trenches with you guys, creating this content and doing these podcasts and giving you guys a building as we're flying type of perspective. So what we're going to do and talk about today is one of the things that I anchored on recently is just meeting people in person, right? We are in this culture of technology where we can take our Zoom calls. We can do all the things that we could potentially want to do without leaving the house. And I am good for that. I will order my food on Instacart. I will order my, whatever I need from Target and have them drop it off. I do all the things without having to leave the house. And so I had a meeting recently yesterday and it was so good. I actually won an award for the Queens, New York, for the Women in AI Global Innovation Award. And I was in New York 2 months ago to receive that award. And I met her there. And she was one of the committee members who had helped with the award and getting us nominated, voted for, and then ultimately winning. So it was really great to catch up with her. And she reached out because she was like, I really like what you guys are doing on Frame Me. I think that we would be very good as a use case. We are basically a company who helps to drive early stage startups to product, right? So you have ideation first, which means you have the idea, and then you want to validate the market before you actually build product, because you can spend a whole lot of time building without actually getting to a point of, customers. And when you're building a business, customers are key. The customer is the number one revenue driver. You can go raise all the capital that you want. You can get all the loans, the grants, all the angel investors, the VCs that you want. But if you have customers, you don't. If you don't have customers, you don't have a business. So essentially, we talked about utilizing Frame Me to help her get her customers for her business, which is those early stage startups or people in the ideation stage, visibility, right? So they can get their video content out there so people can start paying attention to their product, and also for her business so she can get her video content out there and people can pay attention to her product as well. Because we all know that the more video content you have, the more organic traffic you have, the easier it is to grow the business, right? So we had that meeting live and in person. She was like, hey, I'm going to be in Atlanta. I'm going to pop in and let's meet up. And I was like, ooh, this could be a Zoom call, right? Easily could have been a Zoom call, but I said, okay, I will get up. And then she requested an ungodly hour, you guys. I don't wake up until Leif and I are usually building and ideating with Frame Me and getting things out the door, shipping product really, really late. He's normally up until 6 a.m., which is wild to me. But recently I've been up with him. So we've been up for hours. So at 3 a.m. is typically the time I'm going to bed every night. That's normal for me now, which is crazy. So she was like, hey, let's meet at 8. And I was like, woof, that's going to be rough because the kid is just going to sleep. So I tried to make sure that I went to sleep around 12 o'clock, around midnight, so I could get up and be ready and go to meet up with her for coffee. So I went to sleep and I got up and I was dragging out the bed. I was like, all right, we're going to do this. Okay. So I met up with her for coffee, and it was the greatest situation. Just to have personal connections and have conversations in person was so good. There was a woman who was a waitress in the coffee house, and she's this older Black woman, and she came over and she was like, I just want to hug you guys. Everybody needs more love. And I was like, oh my God. I wanted to cry deeply. So it was just really good to be out of the house and connecting with customers in person and building those organic relationships that typically you can just do on Zoom, but sometimes you just need that extra bit of connection, right? So that's one of the things I want to share. So in terms of Frame Me's fundraising journey, I think I left off last time. We were waiting to hear from the launch team to see if we got the investment. So I was knee deep in some sleep yesterday. After I got back, I got up at 8. So I came back in the house, did work, and then my body gave out around 2 o'clock, like 2 or 3 o'clock. I think my circadian rhythm goes out at 3 o'clock every day anyways, because I always need a nap at that time. So 3 o'clock, I was like knocked the hell out. I was on the couch, mouth open wide, like it was a mess. Could have been snoring. I think I might have been snoring, right? Like literally, I wake up and look at my phone and it's like, hey, we're so happy that you finally completed Founder University. Congratulations. We now want you to pitch to Jason. And I was like, okay. I was really hoping they'd be like, all right, here's your check. But they're like, yeah, you need to pitch to Jason. So we pitched to Jason on Tuesday and we are prepared, right? I told you guys I pitched to him 2 months ago. The business was different. We were targeting a different ICP, so a different customer profile. It was all about the creator, and now we're focused on the business owner because that is actually who is paying. So it's a different conversation, and I just want him to receive the conversation. Like, don't anchor in from anything that we said. And that's the thing with when you're building a business, things change from day to day. Like I've had investors look in the deck and literally come back like a few days later and it's a different deck. So it's like you can't, unless you really understand, and Jason does, right? He's been investing in companies forever. Like he's early Uber, like Calm, like very, like I think he has 11 unicorn companies, meaning $1 billion companies. And so he gets it, but still some people anchor into your past vision. It's like, that was a vision yesterday. Today is a different vision. So we really need him to really understand like this is today's vision and like align with that vision. So it's going to be him and Mike, who's also on his team. And Mike is very much into the numbers. He drills down on the numbers, unit economics, margins, financials. He's that person. So I know my numbers. Okay. Like I know my numbers. I know exactly how much we make. Like I know, what margins we need to hit. I understand fully, but you never know. People will start asking you questions off the cusp and you're like, I don't know. So I'm pretty positive about that. The other thing is I use QuickBooks to do all of our financials. I told you guys about when I was doing them last time. But you guys, if you are doing a tech company or any company really, but really a tech company, because they're really, really good at this, there is a company, a new AI-powered accounting software that I discovered, and this is not a plug as in a sponsorship, but more so a plug as in I'm excited about it, called Puzzle. And so Puzzle helps you see very clearly everything in terms of your financials. So I'm now dialing in. I had a call with them yesterday, and they went through every single, feature they had on the platform, which I was like, you guys have excellent customer success, like excellent. So I'm now looking into them and moving our financials over there so that it's just easier for us to like explain the story. Like people want to understand the financials, the story, what have you. So that was that. We had a call with our advisor who has been phenomenal. Okay. So he has literally been trying to figure out, okay, customer acquisition strategy. Why don't you guys reach out to the Chamber of Commerce? And that is actually brilliant because they have all the small, medium business owners. So I did reach out and waiting to hear back from them. And then also he connected us with some investors so we could start having those conversations. So you guys, if you don't have an advisor, figure it out because that has been a gem for us. That honestly has been such a great addition to the business. So yeah, that is what is happening, guys. I think I'm going to pause for a little bit until we have this meeting on Tuesday. And then I will update you all on how it goes. And hopefully you guys pray for us, fingers crossed, that we will have lunch as our investor by the time I get back to you. All right. Talk to you soon. Thanks for tuning in. And make sure you subscribe because you got to hear these, right? If you're building They're so important. You get to see our journey unfold live. So make sure you subscribe. And also, if you need to book a videographer, photographer, and you want to streamline those workflows and you want that content back quickly and you don't want to spend a bunch of money, then you want to come to Frame Me. So frameme.co is our website, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.